What's up, y'all? This is Chitty Bang, and I'm on the Renegade Millionaire Show, the podcast that profiles entrepreneurs, founders, and CEOs. Join us as we go one-on-one inside the hearts and minds of some of our generation's best and brightest. And now, introducing your host, my friend, Sun Group Wealth Partners Managing Director, CNBC and Forbes.com contributor, Winnie Sun.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I've done a little bit of research on you. I've been looking forward to meeting the two of you. So, Kirsten and Cristina, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining. It's hilarious to me that we're both in Southern California. I'm in Orange County, you're in LA, but it's as if we're in different cities because for those of you who live outside of California, that drive is not a pretty one.
it's to a different state.
Yeah. It
Might
is.
as well be a different planet. So here we are.
And so here we are. I know. And congratulations. I hear you were on Good Day LA this morning.
Yes,
doing your thing.
Actually, in Orange County, we filmed on location in Santa Ana. So we were just a fingertips distance from you.
So we could have come to you. How fun. Were you? Oh, so that's wonderful. Well, I'm so excited. For those of people who don't know who you are, besides being beautiful, maybe we could talk a little bit about what you do and what you created, because this is something that I think everybody watching is going to get so fired up about. And maybe a little sweaty, too.
Just a little bit. Hopefully a little sweaty. Yeah, so Cristina and I created the workout about 4.5 years ago. You know, we were just talking about this. We were pretty much athletes from a very young age. And when you're an athlete, you're in a team environment, you're motivated, there's purpose behind your workout. And so when we left that realm, which was shortly after college, we really found ourselves stuck. We would try the gym, we would try group fitness classes, but, as you know, we live in LA. We really felt we kind of had a negative experience, if we're being completely honest. Whether it was a class filled with a lot of body-centric talk or just a negative experience in general, we left the gym feeling like we had done the work, but like we weren't taking much more than that.
You weren't loving the experience.
Yeah.
There's that emotional connection missing. That addiction, that healthy addiction, that wasn't speaking to us.
Right.
At all. And, at the same time, Cristina and I were both extremely obsessed with music, recreational drummers. And we looked back and said, what really motivates us? Every day, no matter what we're doing, if we're putting socks in our drawer, if we're driving in our car, it's music. And that's the universal language. No matter where you are, people love music. So we decided to team all of the not so fun techniques that we knew were incredibly effective with the motivating, exciting factor of music. And to top it all off, we invented an instrument, which are called RipStix. They're lightly weighted exercise drumsticks.
Do you have them so we can see?
We do. You want to grab a pair? We actually just took all of them. Dom has a set. We took all of our demo ones to Good Day LA this morning.
I saw them. Do they glow? Because they're kind of like...
They don't glow in the dark, but we have a lot of our instructors to do the glow parties, and they pick up the black light, but they're not, quote-unquote, glow in the dark.
I think your next edition, they need the glow.
Right. That's a good idea.
I can see them, because you know how you've seen the hula hoop hoops now that glow and do all that special?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how,
Yay.
Here they are. How the fitness industry has just taken it to another level, whether there's like a club environment or there are glow parties. Our instructors do pound and pours, or they have cocktails afterwards.
Oh my God, and running for Jesus will work.
So you can mix your cocktail with them. They are so awesome. And what I love about it, because I saw the YouTube video on your brand new beautiful website that we're going to talk about later. I mean, it's such an incredible experience because to me, when I see the two of you as a parent, I'm excited because we're talking about a healthy relationship with music, with fitness, and having it something that you really love and enjoy. So it's not like you go to the gym and like you just sweat it out, but when you leave, you're like really happy because the music stays in your head. And right before we turn on the camera here, I was saying the same thing. I said, I wish more of our workouts, when you go to the gym, the music's great, but when you're working out at home or in other environments, the DVD, the music is really quite difficult to enjoy. It's hard on your ears. But your music, I mean, during the workout, you're just like moving because you can't help it because you're like happy and it feels good. So maybe we could talk about that. I mean, did it come when you said you had a musical background? Was it music first or fitness first? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. I think for us, music really came first. And when we were very young, we were also tomboys. So that was the precursor to fitness. It was really just getting our hands dirty, playing in the mud, playing sports later in life. But really, the Beatles and Michael Jackson and everybody kind of laid that foundation for us where we had these amazing connections and artists that really resonated with us. That was always kind of festering and brewing. And then we started in school bands when we were little.
You were band kids.
Oh, yeah.
You're the cute band kids. Because usually band kids...
It's too much. We're not cute band kids. It was not a pretty
We have the pictures to prove it.
Did you go to the same school?
No. I actually grew up in upstate New York, and Christina grew up in Arizona.
So how did the two of you come together?
The universe.
Thanks, universe.
Christina moved to LA, I think only like 3 or 4 months before we met. I went to UCLA, so I was in LA.
Brilliant.
And we met through a mutual friend who's actually a drummer at a party. Mm-hmm. And we were working on a different project and just realized that we had a lot of things that were similar in our lives, and then we were also struggling with things that kind of landed at different ends of the spectrum where we found each other helping kind of solve our problems, whether it was finding balance or becoming a little bit more healthy and happy and not feeling bad about our bodies. I can go on and on. We just kind of created a friendship through that.
And then we also had the struggle of what would our career be. We were both so multifaceted, from choreography to music to entrepreneurship to cooking and interior design, clothing design, copywriting, branding. We kind of had many passions and had a tough time kind of transitioning from college into the what am I going to do with my life realm into, oh man, this is real. I'm an adult. Really, what am I going to do with my life?
The millennial impact.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. And then we referenced that. So you two are millennials. And how old are you right now?
30.
Well, obviously, Pound has done miracles because nothing close to 30. So it
has done miracles in many ways. That is true.
And I love this story because I hear, so you had a drum set that you would play on, and the chair broke, right? And so then you were sitting on the ground and playing and realized, wow, I can feel it in my core. Am I right? Is that what you experienced?
It was like that.
I think the light bulb moment happens, and this is in class or in that very experience, where you're having so much fun and you feel like you're rocking out, and you wake up the next morning and say, what the heck happened to my body? Mm-hmm. And that is truly where the light bulb went off. But it's the whole concept of low weight, high reps. That's why we created the RipStix. They weigh about 1/4 of a pound each. And we knew that if we could team that musical element up with all of these very effective techniques and formats, that we potentially could have something pretty magical.
Something pretty special. Because people are working out without really feeling that they're working out. They're just enjoying looking like they're rocking out.
Yes,
and as you mentioned earlier, that music is really the backbone of every workout. Mm-hmm. In Pound, it's really unique because you're not just moving along to the music, you actually are the drummer in each track. So you have this really special accountability and connection to each beat. So you can't slack off, you can't lag behind, and something about that unified beat really causes you to be part of the band. You don't feel like the token modifier, and you walk out of class, having achieved amazing things, but not really realizing the amazing feat that you just accomplished. So when you're the drummer in the band, you really kick some serious ass.
That's pretty cool. So I can see. So now I'm just thinking there's got to be a Pound album coming forward, and it would be so cool that it was recorded in the gym. Your Pound album.
I don't think that's the worst idea. We definitely have had live drummers in class, and many of the gyms that have Pound will bring their new members by our class just to watch and hear how exhilarating the class really is. It's such a visual experience, whether you're watching or doing it.
Wow.
Or listening to it.
Well, this is great. So, we are doing something called the Millennial Study. So it's been fascinating to us. We're trying to learn more about you and what motivates you. But it's wonderful to see that you created something out of a need, and it's become so successful and well received. And you're making people healthier and happier all in 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
So
it's pretty special, yeah.
So now, maybe you can explain to me or share with me a typical day in the life of the two of you.
Ooh.
The answer to that is there isn't a typical day. It's funny because most people say you get to work out all day, and we're like, no, we sit at a desk all day. But we love it. We have the most incredible team of people in LA. We have a small team of about 11 women, all women in our office. It ranges from, branding, marketing, sales meetings, the general, to traveling around the world certifying instructors and doing huge fitness conventions, to waking up at 4 a.m. and doing Good Day LA, to staying up 12 hours during the night to make sure your website launches. There's not a typical day, but I think that's why we love it so much. And I think that's really what we need, just as humans, personally, to stay interested, to stay excited, and to always keep moving forward. There's always something new with Pound.
Well, how do you get a chance to work out each day yourselves?
We attempt to keep a moderate exercise schedule that's balanced, but we have so many amazing instructors now. There's about 5,000 around the world, over 5,000 actually. So they teach on our behalf now, and we pop into Pound classes when we have additional time. So it's really nice.
So you take their classes that you taught.
One of our favorite things to do, I'd say we probably take Pound classes or fit in a workout 2 to 3 times a week, especially when things get busy. We are all about balance. So we like to not go too hard in any kind of spectrum of our lives. But one of our favorite things to do is to go to Pound classes.
Yeah.
Other instructors.
Party crashers. Surprise!
I know. I would love to do that too. So you have 5,000 plus certified Pound instructors across the U.S. Are you outside the country as well now?
We are. We made a big push internationally this year. We're in the UK, Europe, Australia, we're in Canada, growing very quickly, Australia, Mexico, possibly Asia, Brazil this year. So the way that we started Pound is the way that we've grown throughout the years. We made sure that we found quality partners that shared the same beliefs as we did. Crunch was one of our very first partners. That gave us the ability to target the top of the line instructors and get into some of the best markets. And that's kind of our strategy internationally as well.
So how do you do that? Because other people looking at you think, okay, they're so young and you've done this in 4.5 years. How do they first off get partners like Crunch? And do they have investors? How do young people start their own business? So maybe you could share with us a little bit of your journey.
Okay. I think from the beginning, we had almost a naive vision for Pound. I think when you're young, you oftentimes do. We believed that we could do so many things. And the cool thing is that we have been able to, but we had a 10-year plan day 0. But we had to check off a few boxes. One, to make sure that we created something with heart, with spirit, that would go beyond the gym, that would, we've come to learn that people go to Pound classes, they get inspired, and they end up inspiring others. They create balance, they create community, and we couldn't ask for anything more. That was the original goal. I would say that the second box is making sure that you could replicate what we had created. So creating a training curriculum and a handbook that is now accredited all around the world was huge and almost a stamp of approval. And the third was making sure that we did have a plan, that we weren't going too fast, that we weren't saying yes to everything. I think once we knew we had those 3 things and we had a strategy, we felt like we could move forward and approach a big gym like Crunch or many of the other awesome ones that we have.
Wow.
I remember actually the other day, Facebook showed me that at the beginning of 2012, we had a status update that said, "Congrats, we just launched in 3 markets. There's 7 Pound classes going on today. We're doing it." And I remember that moment of looking at our Google Calendar together and seeing, classes going on autonomously without us being there. And it was the most exhilarating and scary moment ever. To see it in other people's hands and know that it was going to prove itself or it was going to fail. So it was really a little mini triumph to see it thrive in other people's hands and to see our program really be like, what am I doing? It's kicking me under the table.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was a really cool moment, and like Kirsten said, having it be replicated was essential for us.
So then how do you keep up with that momentum? I mean, because obviously fitness, all industries, you have to keep relevant. So you have this huge phenomenon. So how do you keep ahead of the game?
Well, there's many ways to answer that. I think the most straightforward one is that music, luckily, is evolving, always. You're always going to get a new experience when you step into a Pound class because we're always releasing new tracks. And music in general is evolving.
That's brilliant.
It's always changing.
That's
There's always
brilliant.
new artists. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the easiest way to answer it. But beyond that, we knew that we had to create a community. We saw the magic that happens within just one Pound class. And we said, how do we create that? How do we strengthen that? And we created an online community that grows on a daily basis. They support each other, they support the business, and they grow the business. And on top of that, we're constantly creating layers. We just launched in October of last year our brand new apparel line. We're creating apparel that, quite frankly, is very different from normal everyday apparel or fitness apparel.
For example.
Yes, we're doing vintage flannels with
This
the
is
Pound logo
exercise
on
wear that you're wearing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I wear it to the office, then I wear it to a Pound class.
Wow, it's so
Down in
cute.
the back.
Oh, wow. And see, I love that because it's comfortable. Everybody can wear it regardless of size, and you look super cute, but I didn't know you could wear it to work out.
Yes, we wear it around our waists. It's a little bit of a Pound uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's one of the ways that we've expanded. We have our in-home versions of Pound, the Pound Rockout Results system that we launched last year, which includes a nutrition guide, so that's a big part of our community.
And we were able to partner with Madonna's Hard Candy Gyms as well to create a proprietary program for her. So that was a really
For her
cool,
music.
Yeah, a cool expansion for us where we created a longer, harder program with RipStix. So diversifying in that area.
Oh, I want to take that class for sure.
That one nearly kills us. Well, Madonna can handle it, apparently.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So, so the two of you, obviously, came from, you had your music background, you had your fitness background, but I'm talking to two very successful CEOs. Where did you get your business background?
School of the Hard Knocks, sister. Actually, you had tell her about the forget-me-not stuff.
I feel like I was born an entrepreneur. I had a store in my backyard with business cards when I was 5 years old, and I sold potpourri that I made and puzzles and candy, and it's always been there. For me, I think figuring out Pound has solved a lot of my special interests, everything from fashion to fitness, branding and beyond. I never thought I would have something that I could do everything, that I love. And that's the great thing about Pound, I think, for us and for everybody who experiences it too.
Pound has solved my ADD. Entrepreneurship has given me an excuse to have a tremendous ADD and to streamline it into one place where it literally shifts gears, and it's a bucket for us to do everything we like. We haven't had to prune it down and say I'm only doing design or sociology or dance or anything. We've had the opportunity to really use all of our hats, put them on, take them off, and it's been a really ample environment for us to just have fun and do what we love.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm just so impressed by the two of you. And I can't wait to see what's ahead of you. But I think it's brilliant because you've captured, that's such a simple thing, which is incorporate really great music. And not just incorporate great music for your workouts, but actually incorporate into the workout. It's nothing short of genius. So really, really impressed, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, really impressive. Well, let's talk a little bit about finance then, because we talked about business sense. So let me ask you this. So what did you learn along the way? Did you have to find investors, or were you able to bootstrap this yourself?
I would say we've had two phases. The first phase, the very beginning, we were on our own. We were lucky enough through a series of very fortunate events to find an incredible investor who has backed us and is silent and has let us take this thing where it is today, which I think anybody would be so lucky to have. That happened, though, because of a lot of hard work. And the phase one was proving ourselves, proving our business model, proving that we had a future and that we had something that was scalable. And because we put in the work, I know that's why we were able to take it to the second phase.
Of course.
But again,
so
grateful to have that opportunity and to have somebody who trusts us enough to do what we do with Pound.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's in the future for Pound? What do you think? What's next for Pound?
There's a few things. The fitness industry is changing and evolving a lot. Everything's going digital. There'll be a lot of changes in that realm. You mentioned this at the very beginning. We didn't realize the power of it. Kids love Pound.
Yes.
And
thank you. I'm so glad to hear this, that you're going to do something for kids.
Oh, yeah. I can't tell you, let's just talk about the United States. There's an issue, there's a problem with childhood obesity.
Absolutely.
There's an issue with arts being taken out of schools. Here's another issue that we can not solve, but hopefully influence. And that's part of the future plans of Pound. We didn't realize how good kids and young adults would be at this program. And we didn't think, especially with young adults, how cool they would think the program is. There's power in that. If
my kids are going to think that's so cool. You get to play with two sticks. It doesn't get cooler than that.
You get to be aggressive.
Rockstar status.
Yeah. You're getting the music. You're getting therapy because you get to hit something. I have a stack of cards from 5-year-olds, 6 years old who did it in their class, who said, I love to make noise and I love getting to hit the RipStix. It sounds so simple, but kids and adults don't really get to experience that outlet.
Yes.
And
So
And
true.
it's a big one.
That's a big one. I am so happy to hear that. Please keep me on the list. I want to make sure I follow you. So on that note, how can people follow your progression? How can we follow when the next stage is coming out for you?
We are super, super active on our social media, so you'll find us, obviously, poundfit.com with all the latest updates. We have an amazing blog on there. Facebook is /PoundFit, the PoundGirls on Instagram, and PoundFit on the Twitter.
Very cool. Well,
So we're very active and we update constantly, so anytime anything hits, social media is the first avenue we spill it onto.
That's right. Get the pound per pound information on PoundFit.
Oh, yes.
Incredible. I love it. Well, I certainly will connect with all of you socially, and let's keep on talking. And one of these days I'm going to take one of your classes because I'm inspired. And what a great way to kick off the new year with the two of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.